If you go back a couple days ago, totally called this move. I said, watch it go up to that order block, which is exactly where it's at. Good afternoon, outliers. How are y'all doing today? I hope you are having an incredible Thursday. I know I am. I just left Costco, came back home, and oh my goodness gravy. I spent $307 without even trying, without even lifting a finger. I went in there to get protein shakes and left with $307 worth of stuff. Isn't that exactly how it goes every time you go into Costco? Yeah, no doubt about it. Michael's here. Yorn is here. Hello to everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Wes is here. Glad to see you, Wes. I'll tell you what, following some rules is definitely worth our time, wouldn't you say, right? Let's jump over here into the charts real quick. Yeah, right. As much as I wanted to go short, I now wanted to go short. As much as I wanted to go short, that would have been a huge backfire, right? Now, I still am ready to go short any chance that we can, but having the rules made my life a hell of a lot easier and yours as well. But now we could even be looking at bullish territory in the meantime. Joel is here. Howdy to both of you boys. Randy, good to see you. So yeah, the market is absolutely, what am I trying to say? I think right now a lot of people are really frustrated, right? Because a lot of people are getting in long at the top, and then they got really scared on the sell-off over the last couple of weeks, and now they're looking at this move back up, and they're like, "Oh, praise Jesus! Now my money's gonna be good. Now I'm back to even." But I don't think the move's happened yet. If you go back a couple days ago, totally called this move. I said, watch it go up to that order block, which is exactly where it's at. I thought it'd take a day or two longer, but it did exactly that. Tug, good afternoon. Now we're actually between two order blocks. So is it possible that we'll bounce between A and B for a minute? Absolutely. Absolutely is possible. But what's more likely to happen is one of these will break, and I think it'll be the downside. And an old adage is support becomes resistance, right? Or resistance turns into support. So for example, if it can't clear this area, and if it does, look, we're looking at all-time highs here. If it can't clear this area, I think it's much more likely to come down through the bottom of this order block here. So we do have order blocks on both sides. And then, you know, this support here will turn into overhead resistance. I think that's what's going to happen. So I would drag this to look a little bit more like a couple days of flirting with there, a couple days of this, and then here we go. That's what I'm thinking. Now, as I like to say, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But that's where I think the market's going. Clear this off here. Brian made it. Good afternoon, Brian. But you know what? We need to go through the plan, go through the rules, because the rules are keeping us in the market when things are going right and keeping us out of the market when things are going sideways or wrong. And I think sideways market is what we're in store for just a little bit. So let's jump right into our market analysis. Now you will notice new slides on here today. And I guarantee that I will butcher it as I go. So please be gentle in the comments, because this is the Outlier Trading Room. It's smart trading made simple. Save time, make money, start winning with less risk. Now, the first rule of Outlier is you tell everyone about Outlier, and you hit the like button down below this video. How do you like that? So this is a new thing we're trying. This was actually Mark's idea. He likes to watch, and last week I was saying, you need to make sure you bring someone every single day. And he's like, Chris, it's like the reverse Fight Club, right? First rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. First rule of Outlier is you tell everybody about Outlier, and you hit the like button. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Rule. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I've been successfully trading since 2009. I am a partner with Outlier, and this is my style of trading using Outlier. and I call it the golden ticket trading strategy. So how does Outlier work? This is a few extra slides that I wanted to drop in. This is something that, I'll be honest with you, I struggled with explaining. So over the last few weeks, that's kind of been my mission, is how can I simplify how Outlier works? And I got Mark's the brainchild behind it, to really confirm that my simplistic explanation makes sense. So it's a 4-step process. So how does Outlier work? It's a 4-step process. Number one, Outlier monitors how investors are reacting to changing market conditions, news, price movements, and the economy. Number two, Outlier determines if investors are acting irrationally fearful, or greedy, and by how much. Number three, Outlier gives buy and sell signals when these irrational behaviors reach an extreme. And number four, that allows you to get into the stock before the Outlier move happens. So every day, I'm going to do just a quick summary of that, because I want you to be familiar with this, right? When you invite your friends to watch the live stream or invite your friends to check out Outlier, I want you to be able to articulate, what is Outlier? How does it work? And it's looking at investor behavior once it reaches an extreme in either fear or greed, and then allows you to know before those moves are happening. So definitely want to continue to reinforce that. And then I did move around the slides a little bit to make a little bit more sense. So in the golden ticket trading strategy, it always starts with the market. We're going to let the market tell us which direction it's going. Now, the 10 is over the 20, price is over the 50. And as you can see, that only recently happened. Just a couple days ago, literally 3 days ago, 2 days ago, that was the opposite, right? So this is a sideways market right now, one you don't want to trade. But the trend is currently bullish at the moment. Now, market breadth. In fact, let's go look at the market breadth. All right, market breadth is bearish, right? We've got a bullish market trend and bearish market breadth. Now, I wouldn't move forward with anything right now because it doesn't fit the master key. So I move the master key slide over here, because the master key needs to have the market trend, the SPY signal, and the market breadth all working together. And then the sector breadth as well. In fact, let me add that. Yeah, because that really is there. It's the SPY signal, which is a sell right now. Market breadth, which is bearish. Sector breadth, most of them are bearish right now. A couple are bullish. But then the market trend is bullish. So this is all not aligned, right? We're all discombobulated right here. So I won't be taking any trades today, but I do want to showcase some interesting. I do want to teach about charts today. I want to teach specifically about order blocks, what they are, why they matter. I have been keeping a list of. Do I still have that open? No. I have been keeping a list of these trading rooms that are like educational ones, because I want to build this into some sort of course for you guys, right? So as we're going through different things, I'm keeping track of it, like talking about the Outlier data on a couple days. Market breadth was yesterday, position sizing 2 days ago, and now we're going to be talking about charts. So we're going to start with why we use order blocks. Now, order blocks are outside the scope of Outlier, but they are honestly one of the coolest things I've ever come across on a chart. We're going to focus on the order blocks here, but there are millions of indicators. I mean, millions of indicators. And if you add in the settings for each indicator, we're talking about billions of combinations potentially. And there was one point in time where I had stochastics, MACD, multiple moving averages. I don't know, you throw some in the chat, right? Some that you've been looking at, maybe a squeeze indicator, right? There's so many indicators out there, right? If we go into TrendSpider here, we can see, oh yeah, Bollinger Bands, Donchian channels. I traded with those. Let's see, there's so many. Choppiness index, Elliott waves. Let's see, whole moving averages, Ichimoku clouds, Keltner channels, traded with those for a while. Moving average ribbon, pivot dots daily. I don't know what that is, but like there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. and so many combinations of them with indicators, right? And VWAPs, all kinds of stuff. What I have found is 3 moving averages, which we'll cover that moving averages tomorrow. 3 moving averages, order blocks, ATR, which is just for position sizing to me, and then the outlier signals, right? There's so many potential things you could look at, but I'll tell you, I've done the work, I've done the research, I've done the trading, and I've made the money to let you know that you don't have to look at everything. It is super fun. It is super exciting to layer on all these different indicators on your charts. But as you see on my charts, they're pretty clean. I got 3 moving averages, order blocks, and ATR at the bottom. Let's see here. Brian says, glad these slides are a live document. Yeah, dude, I'm always making changes to them. Randy says a VWAP, like ankle VWAP, anchored VWAP, ankled VWAP, right? Anchored VWAP. I had Brian Shannon on, and his thing is anchor VWAPs, and he was really cool. I think I've chatted with him a couple times. He even sent me an autographed copy of his book, so I appreciated that. But oh yeah, Brian talked about Brian Shannon's book specifically. That's in my autograph book collection. I have a little collection of autograph books. Randy says Fibonacci's, RSI. Yeah. I don't understand anchor VWAPs. And you could go back in my podcast history and find it. I'm telling you, I looked Brian dead in the eyes and I'm like, I don't understand. What are you anchoring this to? Because there's like, how many candles are on this chart, right? Right? Let's say there's 100 candles right here. What do you anchor to? The bottom one, the top one in the middle? And are you just like picking one at random? Right? Why does this one matter more than that one? Why not the one right before it? So I don't like subjectivity. I don't think you should like subjectivity in your trading either. It needs to be binary. Yes or no. Is this above? Is this below? There's no room for interpretation. Okay. So here's one of the really cool things, like I said, is order blocks. Order blocks are large institutional orders that are sitting out there waiting to be filled. They're waiting to be filled. And until they're filled, they're going to show on the chart when you add these in as a shaded area like this. And I mean, some of these go back months, right? Like this one right here was made in February. This one right here was made in April. This one right after that was made at the end of April. This one here made August 27th, and this one here made September 6th. So order blocks are these key areas where there are big open interest, open orders ready to be filled, right? When prices come into that area, expect them to be filled. Now, these also could work as support and resistance. Support meaning it keeps the price above that point. Resistance meaning it's like the glass ceiling, as they would say, right? It's difficult to overcome and get over that point. Now, let's look at this. So there's a big order that started on this day right here on August 27th. And we've come right into it for the first time today. And wouldn't you know, we're wicking up into it. And then it looks like we're going to close maybe right at the bottom of it. And then this one here was created on September 6th, a big order right there. So these don't necessarily have to be sell orders, and these don't necessarily have to be buy orders, but they're just big orders waiting to be filled. So let's talk about why that matters. So this one right here, made November 29th, has never been touched. And the longer this goes and the more they get stacked right here, the greater that support in this case would be. So this one here, created February 13th, price came up, price came back down, price went into it by 1-2 candles and then bounced back up, right? So until it closes on the opposite side of it, the order block remains. Once all those orders are cleared, that's when it will be on the other side of it, and that's when it goes away. And then so price hit that area, came back up, bounced down. So 1, 2, 3 candles tested it, and then came back up. And then in that process, another order block was created on April 18th. So this one from February exists, Then another one just got added in February or April. And then this one had a couple of candles moving in and out of it, but it never closed below it. And then another one, April 30th happened. And then boom, rocket ships, right? And then we hit a high on the market, came down to this the very highest order block. And I mean, it's within pennies. Boom, rocket shipped right back up. Like, it's not coincidental. Not in the slightest is this coincidental. But it doesn't mean it's guaranteed. I'll put it that way, right? At some point, price is likely to go through that, either up or above or below. It's likely to happen. But when you get to these points here, I don't trade against them, right? Let's say that I have a stock set up and it's coming right up into this area here. I'm not going long. I'm not going long because, you know what? There's a good chance that it could get rejected at this order block. And I'm not going to go short on this particular stock either, because there's a great chance that it's going to be rejected when it hits this area. So there is absolutely any chance that this could bounce around for a while. So let's look at a couple other stocks. I'm literally choosing these at random. You could throw some in the chat if you wanted to. Amazon. This order block created in January. I'm sure that there were some otherwise. In the meantime, this one got decently close, a couple dollars, maybe, yeah, a couple dollars away and back up. Here's another one created in March of 2023, is still waiting to get filled. And let's zoom into that. The first time price came into it, it bounced up. The second time price came into it, it bounced up, continues on its way. Let's look at Etsy. I have that one handy here. Zoomy. All right, this is a good one from the other side. Oh, this is a great example. April 2023, price came in and out of this order block and then went down and back up and down. And I'm sure, like I said, there were other blocks that have been closed in between that time. Price comes up. Look at this. This is not coincidental. Price comes up, wicks into it on this candle here, July 21st. Let me make this even bigger. It wicks into this order block, comes back down, wicks into this order block again, comes back down. These are powerful. Wes wants to look at Tesla. Oh, and you'll find these at all-time highs as well. I remember there was one on Netflix. We'll come back to Tesla in a moment. There was one on Netflix at its all-time high, and I told Mahesh, don't trade that because it's going right into an all-time high order block, and he traded it anyway. I'm going to draw one for you just for fun. It was... the zooming skills are not that great today. Hang on. This order block was right around here. It was at the all-time highs, which was in November of 2021. We got a buy signal. I guess it was around here in June, late June or July. We got a buy signal in OVTLYR. And I literally was like, I'm not going to take this trade. Mahesh put on that trade, and I sent him a text. I'm like, you got an order block right above this. Be careful, Mahesh. And then price came in, out, in, and then down, right? Now, it did eventually come up and close right above wherever that spot was. This is my order block. It could be totally wrong, but it's decently close, right? Let's say it was right there. It closed just above that point where the order block went away. So remove it. Now there's no order blocks in the way of it. Let's go back to Tesla for Wes. Oh, look at this. Huge resistance overhead. Huge. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 order blocks on top of Tesla's price right here. So let's go back to when these were set. In fact, let me zoom out. Is there any more? No. My zooming skills are all over the place today. Apologies. Here's an example, a pretty damn good example. Price came up from around 225. Order block was created right here at 304-ish. It didn't close above that point. Here's the key. This is why it hasn't gone away. It didn't close above that point. Closed right under it. Came back down. Price came back up. Didn't close above the order block. price came back down, right? So rejected once, rejected a second time, and then down. Do you see why I don't trade against these? I mean, this is data on a chart that I couldn't imagine trading without at this point. Here's another time. Price came up, got pretty close, rejected. Solidly rejected. And then other times where order blocks have been created. Right, this one here in September 2023. First time it came back up into it was October, rejected. The October order block, rejected it in December. And then it happened again. It came up in July of this year, rejected. And then a third order block was created. So there is some overhead resistance like crazy right here. It would be tremendously difficult to get over that point. So why fight it? Why fight it? Right? You've got the data. You can add this to any chart. It's not available on all platforms, and for that I do apologize because I only use TrendSpider. But if you wanted to add this as an indicator, it doesn't give you any real settings to change other than the sensitivity of 50. That's what I use. I think the default's like 28, but I use the sensitivity of 50. I've seen 50 be a lot more relevant on the results here. But I mean, they're crazy. You could put Coke. Coke's my default boring stock. Created an order block here, another order block, an overhead order block right now. Let's see. Here we go. An order block created in May. Price came up. Price went back down. Price came back up. Price came back down. Price continued on. Wes wants to look at Apple. And I like showing all these different examples because it's not isolated to one stock. It's not isolated to one time frame. This works broadly. And it's really cool. Right? Apple's making an order block right here. Okay, so here's some way down. Let me remove my notes here. There we go. So these were created at the low in January 2023. So there was one created there, another one. You can see it tested it right here just by one candle. Then a third one was created. Then a fourth one was created. But it doesn't have any that came down into those order blocks. So that's not the best one. Let me catch up on the chat here. Michael made it. Good to see you, Michael. Brian says, using order blocks with price under a VWAP and 2 standard deviation on Bollinger Bands with MACD crossover is a good entry point. Dude, I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but that's a lot of stuff. Brian says, do institutions cancel the order blocks? I don't know, because this is a chart related indicator. I don't know if when they do cancel the order, if it gets reflected in the chart or if it just paints it on the chart until it closes under or above that order block. So I don't actually know on that one. Mahesh is here. After that, I took initiative to learn about it, and I'm always learning. Very, very cool. Glad you're here, Mahesh. Glad to see you on the live. Oh, speaking of, Mahesh is going to start trading live. Well, he won't be trading, but he'll be doing his analysis starting next week, starting next Monday. So we're going to have 2 live shows a day. So this is going to be great. His show will be at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is noon o'clock Central time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So you'll be able to see us twice a day. So that'd be really cool. Michael says, give a quick explanation of the sensitivity setting. Let's do this rather than me trying to explain what it is, because I truly do not know what it is. In fact, we might be able to go on TrendSpider's website and look at it. I wanted to just drop it over to like, oh, here. Rather than change mine, let's add it as a new indicator. And you should be able to see, because yeah, the default's 28. So it's going to plot different ones on here. Right, and it's kind of hard to tell because the the colors are similar, but it did plot another one. Look at this in the past. And is that not a redonkulous result right there? Look at this. This one created in June of 2021. Price did its thing for years. Price did its thing for years. And what would you know? That one created in June 2021 shows to be the low, the exact low, where it bounced right back up. Isn't that cool? Maybe we add both of these on the charts. I don't think that's a bad idea either. So we could have both the 50 and the 28. I'll keep that on for now. That'll be fun. Oh, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. My bad. Looks like Buffett isn't selling Coke. And Wes says thanks. Yeah. Let's do a couple more just for fun. ADNT. These were on the bull list a couple days ago. Oh yeah, you can see, so the colors are a little bit different. So you can see that they're both like overlaying on each other. So if I take off the 28, yeah. I might add in both the 28 and the 50. After seeing that one on Apple, that was crazy. Let's see. This one doesn't really have a lot of price action at it. APO. Here's a good one. Oh, APO is a great one. So, created March 2023. Price bounced around there, came back up, bounced around again. That was the low. That was the short-term low. And a third time. Came down, bounced again. Right? It's not coincidental. I don't know how else to tell you. This is math on the screen, and it's legit. If anybody tries to tell you, oh, just look for this or that to make the support and resistance, say, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You need to add order blocks in on your charts. And then they'll see something like this and be like, oh, you're totally right. Let's see. I don't think it has tested that order block yet. See, this is a 50 where the 28 isn't showing, where this is both where the 28 and the 50 are showing. Then let's go back to, oh man, these are really good order blocks. Look at this. All right, yeah, I'm going to keep the 28 on because this is a 28 order block here. So you've got a low set here in March of 2021. And it flirts in that area and then bounces right out of it. Price does its thing for years. Comes back down after years later. That's the low. Bounces up. Bounces down. Another order block is created. Bounces. Bounces. Goodbye. Oh, look. It's back. It bounces in and out and in and goodbye. Right? Does anyone have any questions about how powerful or how to use these order blocks? Because these are crazy, right? Do you see how well these work? Let me know in the chat. Type in a number 6 if this makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, type in your question because I'm here for you, right? Michael says, so I use TradingView and using the Sonar Lab order block indicator. I believe these are the same. They say the sensitivity refers to the number of blocks that are shown. Oh, well, look at that. You just taught me something. Yeah, when I click into the order blocks here, it says it's by Sonar Lab. So I assume we're looking at basically the same data. However, after doing this live with you, I really like the idea of putting both the 28 and the 50 on here to stack them both in, because this has given us tremendous results here. And the 28 continues out further. Yeah, that was the 28 that I just took off and add in the 28 in. And then the 50, take this off. Looks like pretty much the same data here. What about this one? Yeah, pretty much the same data. What about this one? Oh yeah, and so the 50 that I just took off was reflective on that one. So I don't see a reason not to have both in this case. Oh, Joel asks, what does a 50 or 28 mean? So that goes to the number of candles, number of blocks that are shown. Is it candles? Or is it a different type of block, Michael? Those were set for electricity. That's how far back they go. Speaking of electricity, let's go look at GE, General Electricity. I know that's not what it said, but Why not? Let me remove my notes on here. All right, where's some order blocks here? Wow, look at that beautiful. That's what a trend looks like. That is a 10, 50, 20 right there, right? And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I'm going to save this for tomorrow. This is a good one. That's what a 10, 50, 20 trend looks like. Oh, goodness. That went from November 6th up to, let's say right there, June 18th. So that was, how long was that? 159 candles, 84% gain. That's the power of a trend right there. Okay. Number of order blocks. Okay. Brian says, yes, 6. Oh, it's number 6. He's having 2 order blocks is even more helpful. This can be even more helpful for day traders. Oh, yeah. Good point. Let's jump into, so SPY. Let's go to SPY. And let's go to the 1-minute chart. Huh. Enough said. Huh. Order block was made. Price came down. Rejected. 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 This is on 1-minute chart. See if there's any others. Let's go to a 5-minute chart. Look at that. Those stair steps for days. Let's go to GE on a 5-minute chart. Here we go. Here's a good one. Order block created. Order block created. 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 And this is the first time it comes back down, kisses this area, and then goodbye. Isn't that cool? And then overhead one was created at 11:20. Price came in, flirted with it, gets rejected. Now another one's here, right? There is no way you could tell me that this doesn't work. No way. Because I've seen it, I've proven it, I've shown it time and time again, and I trade with it and I make money with it. So there's no way you could tell me that this doesn't work. This is not one of those esoteric, oh, just look for support, just look for resistance, right? Like, I don't know how many Forex gurus I've seen who, you know, I kind of look like them. I'll give you that. They got the beard, they got the glasses, but they got the gold chains, which is stupid. And I don't know, the vibe of them is different. And I'm sure you can tell the vibe between me and one of those guys is different. In fact, I'm just going to Google up Forex trading guru just for fun. And let's see how closely I look like one of them. Wait, come on. No, not that guy. Here's one. One of these guys, right? All right, just throw some glasses on him and he's gonna look like me. One of these guys that take a picture in front of the rented out jets. Gosh, I wish I could think of one. Austin, I don't know him personally, but Austin Silver reminds me of that as well. He had that look for a while. So anyway, it's not a personal attack on him. I don't know him, but it's just a look that I've seen. But yeah, I've seen so many of them on the internet be like, you got to look for support. You got to look for resistance. How do you explain that? How do you articulate that? How can you show me on a chart in a mathematical, in a completely objective, 0% subjective way? This is how you do it. This is how it's done. Randy says, wow, on that GE trend. I know, right? Michael says a higher sensitivity will show fewer blocks, which I assume would be larger. Oh, interesting. But you know what? As of this moment, I'm gonna have both. I'll go color code them so they look the same, so it doesn't look weird. But I mean, we saw a 50 turned off, and then a 28 turned off, and comparing the two, and seeing how they both are useful. Both show slightly different data points, but also overlapping data points. So by all means, let's go. What are your trend spider settings? Showing more order blocks than mine with the 28 and 50 on the SPY 1-minute chart. Friend? There's a lot of order blocks right there. Here, I'll show you mine. So order blocks 50 here. Wrong button. Here. It's just a 50. I don't know. And then this order block here says 28. That was the default one we just put on. If I drop both of those off, it should be clean. Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So either way, we'll get it. Michael says, am I in the color bullish or bearish? Yeah, the colors are something you can change. I'm gonna go change mine to be the same color. But yeah, it's just clicking in here and changing the order, the color there. I like the default colors. But either way, I hope this was useful. Right? This is such a powerful and cool indicator, and I am so glad that I found it. I don't remember how I came across it. But boy, am I so glad that I did. And so couple new slide decks on the way out. I'm gonna show you real quick. First, don't forget we have the lowest pricing of the year on OVTLYR until September 30th. If you haven't already gotten the OVTLYR annual pass, it's only $2.99, which is 82 cents per day. Make sure you click the apply limited time coupon so you can get that special pricing. And then lastly, thank you so much for being an OVTLYR. We couldn't do this without you, and we want to pay you back every single day by helping you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. I like being able to close the show with that. I think that's really good. And Wes says, I feel like knowing this much about order blocks is like having a cheat code. Welcome to OVTLYR, my friend. That's a cheat code. Y'all have a fantastic day. We'll talk soon.